Good day, everyone. A lot of people ask me to invite Asal, so I've done it. Hello, Asal.
Hi.
So great to see you.
Thank you.
You've done something amazing. You took the test in December, right?
Yeah.
At that time you were 15.
Yeah.
And she got overall band 8 and speaking band 8.5. So today I want to give questions from your speaking test.
All right.
And this can help people understand what they should do and how they should speak to get the similar score. So if you're ready, we can start part 1.
All right.
So you told me you were asked about your hometown.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. I said, do you live in a big city or in a small town?
I would say the latter because the place that I live in is not that big, and there are like a small number of people living in residential houses.
But do you like it?
Not really, as much as I want to say yes. Like there are certain reasons I don't like my hometown, and one of them has to do with the education system. The schools or the kindergartens that we have in our hometown are not in the decent conditions.
Now let's speak about what you do in the mornings. Do you have to wake up early in the morning?
Yeah, because I have school. It starts at 8:30, which means I have to get up at least an hour before to get ready.
Do you have breakfast every single morning?
Yeah, I always make sure that I have breakfast in the morning because this is what helps me be energetic and full of productivity throughout the day.
So if you don't have it sometimes, how do you feel during the day?
I always have headache, and which makes me feel unproductive at times.
Oh, I see. All right, now let's go to part 2. The topic, as far as I remember, was about a TV program that you enjoy watching. Okay, so let me give you a pen and some paper. You can make notes, and 1 minute has begun. All right, time is up. Now you have up to 2 minutes to speak about a TV show that you enjoy watching. Please begin.
So one of the most popular TV programs that I like to watch is called Ellen Show, which is an American one, and I think it's commonly watched by both adults and young people in all countries around the world. What they basically do is to invite over some celebrities like famous actors or singers to talk about their stories, how they became famous and how they have gone so far to gain this reputation among their communities. And they also like to invite some kids with special talents, like doing Rubik's Cube in seconds or singing a song even much better than people having the age older than them. So I actually came across this TV program about 3 years ago when I was watching different videos on YouTube with my brothers, and we've been big fans of watching this show together, and we do it even now mostly in the evenings when we have free time. However, some people may not like watching this show just because of the clothing style people have in the show or the traditions they do, because the customs that they have in American communities cannot be applied in other countries.
All right. Isn't it difficult for you to watch this TV program without subtitles?
I don't think so, because I think I am pretty good at English and it's not that difficult to understand it.
Okay. By the way, about 3 years ago, another student recommended me to watch that show, and it's very compelling. Now, let's talk about TV programs in part 3 in general. Well, if we speak about Uzbekistan, what TV programs are quite popular in this country?
I would say they are mostly talent shows. We have got America's, Britain's, and Asians Got Talent, and people from different ages like to watch it just because it's a kind of inspiration for them to take up hobbies in the future.
Do you think TV programs or TV shows must be only entertaining, or they can be beneficial as well?
Yeah, I would say they can be useful in certain cases, because when people are watching shows, they not only get entertained, but these TV shows can be educational as well, because they can add some information that people didn't know before, like about humans, about nature, and when people come up with different ideas, people can learn about them as well.
But if we speak about children or teenagers, they usually don't like to watch such useful shows or documentaries. So what can parents do to encourage their children watch these shows, educational shows?
From my perspective, finding out the true interests that children have is the best way to encourage them to watch TV programs, because more often than not, parents tend to force their children to watch things that they like to, but the interests that their children have can be quite different. So instead of forcing them to watch what parents like, it would be a better idea to identify what their interests are and then make them watch these shows.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, you see, I have a son who likes cars, and he constantly watches cartoons. But if I encourage him to watch documentaries about cars, he's gonna love it.
Yeah.
He's gonna love them, and he's gonna learn a lot about engineering, mechanics. Not only enjoy watching cartoons about cars. And finally, do you think men and women watch different types of TV programs?
For sure, because I think it depends. Like the TV programs that they watch can sometimes be the same, but other times it can be different. It doesn't have much to do with the gender, but with the personalities that people have. Like both women and men can watch talent shows, but sometimes it can be different.
But if we speak about sport, like boxing, few women enjoy watching boxing.
Sure.
It's mostly the male genre of TV programs. So why do men mostly watch sports programs?
I think it has to do with their competitiveness. Like males tend to be competitive by nature, while females tend to stay home and then care about their families and their children. So they want to show how competitive they are to the world.
Yeah, I agree. Females are more mild, gentle, while men can be aggressive and competitive. Sure. Okay, and we have a small tradition. If you have some advice to give to our viewers, please do so.
So, when I was preparing for the IELTS test, most people came up to me asking for different pieces of advice because they thought that my English was much better than theirs. And I would recommend people be independent when they are preparing for the IELTS test, because going for the advice of other people cannot always help them be successful. Like, I like to listen to music, but the other person might like to listen to podcasts, and our interests are not the same, right? So instead of following the advice that successful people give them, it would be a better idea to make their own plans and then to follow it.
Hey, I remember one moment in my career. Once one student came to me and asked me about changing the strategy in reading. Well, you know my strategy. I usually tell to focus on question, analyze, think logically, then go to the text.
Sure.
She said it didn't work with her. My advice wasn't helpful to her. So she asked me to allow her to read the text first and answer questions later. Of course I allowed. I wanted to see how it could help her, and it did help her, because she got 8.5 in her reading with her own way.
Yeah.
So advice given by some people may not guarantee the success to other people.
Sure.
So finding the individual path is a must. Thank you so much for coming today and sharing your experience. I'm sure many people after watching this interview will understand what to do to prepare for IELTS correctly. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And goodbye.
Goodbye.